Hello and welcome to my review of the Yongnuo 50mm f1.8 lens for Canon. This is the cheapest autofocus lens you're going to be able to get, and it costs around £40 or $40. It's a knockoff of the Canon 50mm 1.8 called the Nifty 50, and this is really the Nifty 40. You can see it's got lovely Yongnuo embezzled lens caps front and rear, and it's got a plastic lens mount. But that's no different to the Canon one that it's copied. It is an autofocus lens and it goes to f1.8, so it is very, very wide, although not the widest aperture you can get. So we're going to look in this review at really, is it any good? So I've taken it with me on one of the shoots I'm doing, and you can see it's a very small lens, it's a very plasticky lens. Let's see how it performs taking images of this model. The images are taken on the Canon 5D. So you can see here, you get a pleasing image, you get a good image. Cropping in, you can see the face is slightly out of focus. It's a little soft on the face. Now I did focus on the eyes when I took this. In this image, it's a little bit better. One of the downsides to this lens and the original Nifty 50 was focusing could be a bit of an issue. It was a little bit hit and miss. It wasn't the sharpest to autofocus. You can see here I'm shooting the model against a wall and there's sun coming from the upper left hand corner of the image. Now with this lens that I'm recording the video with, you don't really see any flare, but you can see that the contrast really drops with the Yongnuo 50mm. Just to compare, I've used my Sigma 50mm 1.4 set at 1.8, and you can see that handles the flaring so much better. But don't get me wrong, with this lens you can get some gorgeous images. You can get some really good images. You can see this is sharp across the centre, and once you edit it you get some really good images. So it is possible to get some good images with this lens. It's just a little more hit and miss than a more expensive lens. You can see here that focusing moves an element in and out of the lens. So this is an image taken on an aps-c Canon, and it looks fine. I'm comparing it to a full frame here, and this is with the Sigma 50mm f1.4 at the same setting of 1.8. So you get really good video quality with this. Don't forget that video quality in HD is around 2 megapixel image, so it doesn't have to be as sharp as it does for stills. So we get really good video quality, and I'm really happy with the video quality. So in conclusion, what do I think about this lens? For £40 or $40, it's a steal. It's also very lightweight. I've compared it to my Sigma 50mm 1.4, and that is so much heavier and so much bigger. And when I want to travel light and I'm not bothered about maybe getting the sharpest image, or it's for the internet or it's for video, well, I would quite happily use the 50mm Yongnuo. So it's going to be a lens that I keep, and as long as you're understanding about its limitations, let's face it, for £40 it's going to have limitations, but as long as you understand those limitations and you're happy to go with it, it is a good lens and I do recommend it. Why not subscribe to my channel, or why don't you have a look at these other videos right here? Thanks, goodbye.